Stephen Russ, and this is Starting From Scratch.
Thank you for joining us for tonight. We decided to come on a little later tonight.
Oh yeah.
Trying to catch y'all while y'all pre-gaming. But we're in our pajamas already, as you can see.
Yeah.
So if you've decided that you're the last generation to start from scratch, go ahead and go over to our webpage at startingfromscratch.solutions and plug your information in. Also, if you get value from these videos and you know other people who would benefit from them, don't hesitate to like, share, and comment. So we're going to go ahead and get right into it for today. Today's topic is, what is the money conversation we're having with our kids? Are we teaching them lack, or are we teaching them plenty?
Yeah, so I mean, the thing is, whether you're doing it on purpose or, not. You know what I'm saying? So the money conversations and the thing that we are teaching our kids about money, sometimes it's on purpose and sometimes it's not. But depending on that conversation that we have in front of them. So if you telling your kids, or if you stand in front of them, you worried about the bills in front of them,
or maybe like we don't have enough, we don't have enough money for that. You got money, where you gonna get some McDonald's money from?
Yeah, I mean, if we having that conversation of lack in front of them, then that's the mentality they actually gonna have about money. That's the relationship that the kids are gonna have about money.
Yes.
One
of the best things that we can do for our children is to give them a positive money consciousness. And it took us a long time to actually develop a positive money consciousness because we're so busy playing defense, trying to keep up, trying to catch up, worried about, the next bill. One of the big problems with people who play defense, or people who are maybe in poverty or having financial problems, is they're on this survival treadmill. And when you're on a survival treadmill, you're trying to figure out how you're going to eat. You're not thinking about, 40 and 50 years and investing in real estate and investing in the stock market. You're just trying to keep your lights on for these next 30 days.
Right.
And that is a very dangerous thing because you're not thinking and planning for the future.
Right.
You're not out here planting trees that you can sit under the shade. You're just trying to make it.
Right. And a lot of times, even when you take your kid, you might be at Walmart and you're going down a toy aisle or whatever, and the kids see a toy. You want to make sure that conversation that you have with your kid at that moment, you don't want to be talking in a lack type of way, even if you may not have the money to get the toys.
Okay, so give me an example, because this is what I do. When I'm with the kids and they start asking me, I will tell them that I did not budget for that.
Yeah, I mean, and that's fine.
And I'll say and I do explain to them okay, we got. I tell my kids all the time, I tell our kids all the time, listen, everything costs money. The only thing that doesn't cost money yet is air, and that's only because they haven't figured out how to charge us for it yet.
That's unless you're high in the mountains. They'll charge you.
That's the only that's the only thing they haven't figured out how to charge us for. And so I'm trying to make them understand that everything costs money, but that trading hours for dollars is not the right way to earn money. And I'm also trying to keep them with a positive money consciousness.
At the same time, that's our goal for our kids.
Okay.
So if you want to teach your kid how to, they might want to be a doctor. They still trading time for money.
Yes.
And if that's something you want to teach your kids, then that's fine. That's one of our goals, is not for our kids not to trade their time for money, unless it's something they really like to do, if it's music or whatever it may be.
But even if you like to be a doctor, let's say you like to be a doctor, but you also understand how to invest in real estate and invest in the stock market, then you can go be a doctor or a firefighter or a mechanic if that's what you like.
Yeah.
But you don't have to do that.
Have to.
And that's the big difference, is that most of us have to get up every day and go trade our hours for dollars. Nothing wrong with going to get a job. The problem is that, money, they print money every minute, but we only have so many hours that we could sell.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And so, so there's lots of different ways to look at it. And so that's what I'm trying to do, is keep their mind open.
Of course.
About how to earn money, and it's not necessarily going to get a job all the time.
Right.
It's people out here. I was watching Nico, it's a woman on here on Facebook who talks about finances also, and I was on one of her live streams and she was like, "Oh, Warren Buffett makes over $6,000 a minute," and I was like, "What? Like a minute? Like what? Like." Yeah. My whole mind was blown. You get, like, I was like on that for like, I'm still on that, but I was on that for like 3 days.
Right.
And so we have to open up and keep their minds open like that.
Definitely.
They see us getting up and going to work, and they think that that's the way that they supposed to do. I mean, we good people.
Right.
Why wouldn't they want to take after their parents?
Right.
So the first thing that we have to do is we have to humble ourselves, because there's a lot of things that we don't know.
Right.
If we're going to be teachers, we have to also be students.
Yeah, big time.
And one of the biggest things that we're doing is we're teaching our children about this life and about how to survive. And, you know, people we tend to mimic. So if our kids see us struggling with money and getting up and trading hours for dollars, again, nothing wrong with having a job. Just understand that there's other ways to make money.
Big time.
There's other ways to make money, and just because you choose to be a doctor or a firefighter doesn't mean you can't also be a business owner or a real estate investor. You know, you can be a doctor and open your own like practice and hire a whole bunch of other doctors
to do the work
and go in there when you want to.
Right.
You know, so we have to keep their mind open, but it's a lot of stuff that we wasn't taught. And so one thing that we have to do is, you know, we tend to think we know it all. We're smart people, right? I'm smart, you know, but I don't know everything. And if I'm going to be an effective teacher, I have to also be a student, right?
You have to be a student, especially if you want your kids to be in a different position. If you want your kids to be better than you, you have to get them better opportunity. Right. And the biggest problem that we have, I think, as people, is we think that opportunity is always money. We might not be able to send them to the best private schools, but we can crack open a book and we can pour that knowledge into their heads. Right.
So that when they do start earning this money, getting out here earning this money, they understand more about it. You know, we could learn everything about credit. We could fix our credit and then teach them how to never have to fix their credit.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And so, you know.
Yeah, big time. And I think that's like what you just said. I mean, woo, you hit that right on. Like when we fix things or we learn how to do things, you want to teach your kids and hand that down so they won't ever have to experience that.
Yes.
And when at times, like even when I'm teaching the boys now, you know, wanting to show them something, and sometimes you get that attitude.
Yes.
You get that attitude from the kids, and you can't be defeated just because they gave you some type of emotion.
Yes.
A lot of times we want to be like, "Oh, you don't want me to show you this? Okay, then whatever. Then forget you, man." But no, we have to be the bigger person and actually show the kids exactly what it is that we're learning and have it relate to something that they like so they can have a better understanding.
Yes, that's one thing
of what it is that we're trying to get across.
Yes, so we have to again control our emotions and humble, because I've been there, you know, and you have it all in your mind. You holding this little baby and you going, wow, I'm gonna teach you the world, and then they get old enough to talk and you try to teach them and they're like, nah.
Yeah.
And it can hurt your feelings. Yeah. You know what I mean? It really can. But we have to, as the parents, we gotta keep going.
Yeah.
I remember my parents talking at me and saying stuff that I still remember to this day. Also, we have to take them by the hand sometimes. Sometimes you gotta snatch them up and say, I'm not just gonna tell you how to open a savings account or an investment account. I'm gonna take you to the bank and I'm gonna show you.
Yeah.
And we gonna meet with the branch manager and we gonna sit down.
And you gonna actually have some questions.
And you gonna have some. Here, I wrote down the questions
that you gonna ask.
And you're gonna ask him, and you're gonna smile and do it. You know, sometimes we have to be a little gangster.
Yeah.
We do.
No, big time.
We have to be a little gangster as parents and say, no, this is what's best for you, and damn it, you gonna do it.
Right. And I mean, we definitely have to know our goals for the kids, you know, and what it is that we want them to understand. Like I was saying, when you in the store and your kid is asking for that toy or whatever, you don't want to have that conversation of lack. Oh, I can't, or you know, just saying I don't have no money for it and blah blah blah. Mm-hmm. Just say no. Right now, at this time, that's not what we're doing. You know, and that's what I say.
Yeah.
Or you know, like like you said, that's not in the budget.
Yes.
That's not in our budget for right now. You know, and just go ahead and kind of explain that. Explain that to them, because it's important as an adult or as a person that's dealing with money. You should have a budget for what it is that you putting your money towards.
Yes, you should have. You should be responsible.
Why. Right.
You have to tell your money where to go.
Right.
Otherwise, you're gonna experience death by 1,000 purchases.
What?
You know, you go to Starbucks and you spend $5 here, you spend $10 there, $10 there, and then you look up and you like, wow, I didn't really spend that much, because the money is going.
Yeah.
This one thing I realized. The money is leaving, okay? Whether you put it in a savings account, whether you invest with it, if you don't tell it where to go, it's going.
It's gone.
So if you don't have a budget, it's gonna be gone, whether you told it where to go or not.
Exactly.
That's just how I feel about the whole situation.
I'm with you on it, man. I'm with you. So I mean, that's what it's all about. So I mean, educating yourself and definitely.
Back to what you said about goals.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to figure out what we want for our children. Not saying that they're going to grow up and do everything we say do, but we do have to figure out what we want for our kids. You know, and a lot of us grew up with financial struggle and, you know, maybe living paycheck to paycheck and other financial difficulties. And when we think about, you know, do I want this for my children? The answer is always going to be no. But when we think about, you know, how are we going to prevent them from living that way?
Mm-hmm.
I think that the answer will be educating ourselves.
Definitely.
Having conversations with our children, being mindful of the conversations that we're having around our children.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And I understand, because, you know, if let's say you're dealing with a financial problem, you get what I'm saying, and you feel anxiety, maybe you feel fear, maybe you feel sadness because maybe you don't have that money. So you want to bottle it up. Mm-hmm. And you don't want to give that to your children. And so we don't even talk about finances at all. We have to normalize this conversation about finances.
Right.
It's money.
It's money. It's simple. It's a great thing.
It's money. And guess what? No matter how much you like it or don't like it, you need it for every single thing in this society.
Yeah.
You know, so either you're going to play the game or you're not. You're going to move to the woods and you know, live off the land, a homestead or whatever, or you're gonna live on this game board, you know, called capitalism. And if you're gonna live on the game board, you have to pull out the rule booklet. And I think that's a problem with our kids, is that we're not pulling out the rule booklet for them. We just letting them go out here and maybe model our same mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not cool.
Yeah. I'm not gonna let them model my same mistake. And you know, the kids, they gonna grow up and they gonna do certain things on their own and learn things.
Because we did what we wanted.
We did what we wanted, yeah.
We did.
But the thing is, I want them to make different mistakes than I made.
Yeah.
That's the only way to actually grow. You know, grow the name.
Yes.
Grow the legacy. That's what I'm trying to say. Grow the legacy. That's the only way. You know, that we grow something and build something right now for our kids to give them, that they can go on and teach our grandkids and our great grandkids, and really build that foundation.
Yeah, because you know what? We're always wanting, you know, I don't know if it's from TV or what, but we're always wanting to move in leaps and bounds. And it's possible. It's possible. However, if we commit to just being a little bit better every generation, just a little bit better, I'm going to teach my kids about how to not ever mess up their credit, and I'm going to have a little money saved for them so that they can maybe go to school or buy a house. And then they got a little leg up, so now they could do a little more for their kids, and so on and so forth. That's how we improve our family line. You know, we all want to be millionaires and pass that on to our kids. Maybe that's not, I don't like to use the word realistic, because anything that you can dream, you can do. You get what I'm saying? But at the same time, we need to move with a plan and a purpose that is something that we could reach. Because we wishing to give our kids $1 million and we ain't even giving them 10.
Ooh.
You know, and that's not okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. So for instance, I'll give y'all a story. Our son Ty, he's into Nerf guns, and we bought a Nerf gun. It was about $10 and some change, and we had a conversation this morning about it. And I told him, I said, hey, listen, how much that gun cost us? $10. Okay, what if we posted it or sold it for $20? How much would your profit be? And he was like, oh, I would have made, $10 off of it. I said, yeah, okay. So then we could have went and bought 2 more Nerf guns, and then you could have sold 2 more for $20. Now how much you would have made? He said, I would have made $40.
Mm-hmm.
And the light bulb went off like, whoa, okay.
And because you related to him.
And because I related to him, I seen the light bulb in his eyes just go off like, oh, okay, I like that.
And that's another show.
Yeah, and he was like, oh, I like that. Oh, man. And I'm like, yeah, you see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So you can build that money up, and then you can go out and get exactly what it is that you want.
Yes.
And you don't have to settle. And I think a lot of times us as parents, we'll show our kids a settling way.
How to settle.
Because and I don't think we should. Yeah.
And our parents may be settled.
Yeah, and you just cannot settle. You have to. I think honestly, I believe this is my playground. This is our playground. Mm-hmm. We chose to play on this playground together. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I want to teach our kids how to get what it is that they want and allow this world to be their playground.
Before I lose my thought, I just want to say to the thing that you just said, this is a whole nother show idea. We have to move from being consumers.
Why you say it like that?
Because I feel so strongly about it.
Right.
We have to make the switch from being consumers to producers.
Yeah. Who we have on here?
We got Desiree, we got
Deshaun. Dave Colson.
Dave Colson on there? Oh, is he on there?
I don't know. Was that Dave?
I thought I saw Dave.
What's up, y'all?
We have to make that switch because the first thing that we do is we do what we need to do. We get paid on Friday and we run to the grocery store. Mm-hmm. We never thought about buying a grocery store. We need gas. We run to the gas station. But how many of us thought about, how many of us thought about buying a gas station? You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We need to stop. All of our money is spent on consuming. But we need to start learning how to take some of that money and spend it on producing.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Producing. That's a whole nother show.
Whole nother show.
So look, I wrote some things down here. Let's go ahead and wrap it up with the final. So the final tips on how to broach the subject with your kids. And, it's not always going to be easy. Like I said, when I was a kid, my stepmom, Holly, tried to teach me how to sew.
Do she know how to sew? Absolutely not.
And I probably gave her that same look when she's talking about, and she can sew, embroider. She's got like an entire room dedicated to just sewing and creating things. And when she was like, oh, let me teach you how to sew, I was like, you don't get. Can you sew some baby fat? Like I was not trying to hear it, but now as an adult, I wish that I knew how to sew, And so as people, as kids, especially, we think we know everything.
Yeah.
So we have to get our little feelings ready for when our kids turn around and roll their eyes when we try to teach them something.
They're gonna get that kick. That knee all the way up.
So the first thing that we can do is we can humble ourselves, realize that we don't know everything, and then we can educate ourselves. What's the next thing, baby?
Where you at?
Right here.
Oh, talk to your kids. Talk to your kids about, what I say?
Normalize discussions on finance.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I can read it. Yeah, so, just make it normal. Make it normal. And I think a lot of times that if we having stress when it comes to finances, mm-hmm. that we'll bring that stress into their mindset, their mind frame of what it may be.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? So you have to have those conversations about money and allow it to be normal. Mm-hmm. Our kids believe that we're billionaires.
I don't think they believe that.
They do believe that.
I'm going to tell you why. Because Top been asking for a Lamborghini, and I think that we would have one if we was...
But even when he be asking for those big stuff, I'll be like, not right now, man.
I don't know that.
Not right now,
I don't know that they think we're billionaires, but they don't know financial stress. They don't know, like, if we're, if we have financial problems, they don't know about it. But what we do is we play Monopoly with them. we play Monopoly with them. And they ask us questions. Oh my goodness. Eli will be like, what's the electric company? And so then I'll be able to explain to him like where the lights come from.
And Eli buys everything.
And we played Monopoly tonight and he won. I'm not really sure how I keep losing. But he, the 5-year-old, won at Monopoly because for kids, they don't have the stress. They don't have the
they're not overthinking.
They don't overthink.
They don't. I mean, Eli, he'll ask a question like, oh, I landed on this, and we be like, hey, you want to buy that, Eli? And he like, everything is yes.
Yes, I want to buy it. Yes. And then tonight, we kept landing on his properties because he had the most properties. And he was like, wow, you guys are giving me a lot of money. And then Ty, he, whenever you land on his property, he's like, give me my money.
Yeah.
You know.
And he knows exactly.
And he knows exactly.
He knows what you gotta do. He knows
exactly how much. Oh, I own all 4 of those, so that means you give me. And that's what we're missing. Mm-hmm. We're staying at the hotels. We're buying food from the grocery store. We're buying gas from the gas stations, but we don't own any of them. Yeah. And so when we change the conversation from, necessarily let's get up and go to a job to let's purchase income producing properties and businesses.
Yeah.
Let's do it differently. Woo! And we teach it from a young age. Kids pick it up because they don't know how to overthink yet. They are not insecure yet. They are not afraid yet. They are not us. No. They are not us. And so, it's easier to teach it to kids, because they're in a blank slate and ready to learn.
Yeah. So check us out.
Oh. Don't forget to take them by the hand. Even when they're giving you attitude.
I think we said that.
Yeah? This is a
Say
recap.
It again. Okay.
Take them by the hand. Because it needs to be said. Because it hurts my feelings.
I got you.
It does. When I'm trying to teach them something and they're like, Mom.
Nah, that's all good. But, take them by the hand. Show them what it is exactly what you're doing. And be humble enough to stay a student yourself. We get in these parent positions, and now we think we just teacher. But before teacher, we got to be a student. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So we learning every day, grinding every day, and you want to teach your kids to do the same.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. And if you are
the last
generation
to start from
scratch, visit us at startingfromscratch.solutions. And let's build together.
Reach out.
Yes, reach out. Fill out the information on the website.
Reach out.
Submit it, and Teresa or myself will get back with you. We're gonna rock it, man, because we've been rocking it like a cut off stocking
in the penitentiary, trying to get waves.
Oh boy! So
thank you guys so much. Make sure you like, comment, and share.
Yes,
we really enjoy doing this. Just talking about
what it is that we
talk about every day,
and what we doing, man.
So thank you so much for don't wrap up yet. Add me on. We got to come up with a script. We'll call you, we'll call you. Okay. Thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for y'all time. Time and attention is the greatest gift that you can give anything. So the fact that y'all gave us y'all time and attention is very wonderful, awesome. I'm thankful for that. You guys have a fantastic evening, and we will see you guys Monday. Have a great weekend. Like, comment, and share. We'll reach out and find you. Come on and come on.